Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. We'll begin with al-Hadith al-Thalathun, the 30th Hadith, which gives us 20 left after this one, since we're doing the completion of Ibn Rajab, which makes it 50 Hadith. So after this Hadith, we'll have 20 left.
I thought it was 51.
No, an-Nawawi is normally 42. Ibn Rajab added 8.
Oh, okay. That was odd number for some reason.
عن أبي ثعلبة الخشني جرثوم ابن ناشر رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله فرض فرائض فلا تضيعوها وحد حدودا فلا تعتدوها وحرم أشياء فلا تنتهكوها وسكت عن أشياء رحمة لكم غير نسيان فلا تبحثوا عنها. حديث حسن رواه الدارقطني وغيره. He says عن أبي. Abu became Abi after An. Al-Fujar made Abu Abi. Abi Tha'labata. Abu Tha'laba is mudaf ilay. However, Tha'laba ends with that ta marbuta, and so those feminine names are those words that look feminine because they have the ta marbuta, even though they're males' names, such as Tha'laba, Talha, Usama, Muawiyah, and other than that, they're mamnu min as-sarf. They don't take tanween and they don't take the kasra. So it's majroor with a fatha here. An Abi Tha'labata al-Khushani. Al-Khushani, that's just his tribe. Jurthum is his name. And it's majroor because it is a badal for Abi, right? Jurthum ibn. Ibn is a badal for Jurthum, so it's majroor. I can say an Abi Tha'laba and be finished. Or I can say an Jurthum. Or I can say an ibni Nashirin. And Nashir is majroor because it's mudaf ilay. رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Rasul is majroor after an. And Allah lafzul jalala is majroor because of mudaf ilay. صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله. Here we have inna, a harf nasb, a particle which makes what follows it mansub. Inna Allaha farada fara'ida. Farada is obligated, right? Obligated to make something fard. Fara'ida. Fara'ida is the maf'ulun bihi, right? Verily Allah obligated obligations, or he, however you might want to change it and say he prescribed obligations, or he made certain things obligatory, however you want to translate it. But technically, verily Allah obligated obligations, or something like that. فَلَا تُضَيِّعُوهَا. تضيعوها from ضاد يا عين. ضاد يا عين. It's form 2, right? But it comes from the word meaning to lose. right? To lose them or to waste them, something along that line. So Allah has made obligations for you, or basically for you is understood. He has made or prescribed certain things and made them obligatory. فَلَا تُضَيِّعُوهَا. So do not lose them, do not waste them, meaning do not ignore them and not perform them, because whatever he prescribed for you is good for you. So don't lose it, don't waste it. Now, if we look at this sentence, Inna Allaha farada fara'id. Fara'ida. Okay, if we look at this sentence, as we said, this is a harf al-nasb, right? Makes the word after it mansoob. If we just get rid of that for a second and look, then this sentence starts with a noun. So this is a jumlatun ismiya.
And there will be Allahu.
Right. It would be Allahu. Sa. Farada. So now we said the Jumla Ismiya has two parts. It has a mubtada, and a khabar. And we said both of those are marfu', right? Both of those are marfu'. So we have Allah being the mubtada here. And as you said, without the inna, it would be Allahu. Right? Marfu'. And then we have our khabar, which is this another sentence. Right? This khabar, this sentence here, farada fara'id, is another sentence or a phrase inside of it. And it's the khabar about Allah. Allah, what about Allah? Farada fara'ida. Okay, so that's our khabar. Now, our khabar here is a jumlatul fi'liya. Our khabar here is a jumlatul fi'liya. The information about Allah is a jumla fi'liya. And we said it's made up of two parts. What are they? The fi'l and the fa'il.
Okay, jumlata. What is jumlata? Because I was thinking that was a noun.
No, a sentence.
Sentence. Okay. I thought it was, okay, a sentence that start with a noun. Okay.
Right. A nominal sentence or a verbal sentence.
Yeah.
So fi'liya, the jumla fi'liya has two parts. For sure. The fi'l, the fa'il, and it could have, I'm going to make a dotted line because it could have a maf'ulun bihi. And we said that the fa'il is always going to be marfu'. And the maf'ulun bihi is always going to be mansoob. And the fi'l, depending on if it's past or present or command, it could be different states. So the farada is our fi'l. Now, we said whenever we look at a sentence, we're going to look at it and say, when we see a fi'l, first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask. Whenever we see a sentence, first thing we're going to ask, or whenever we see a fi'l, right? We've seen it. Right? We've seen a fi'l. We're going to ask number one, past, present, madi, mudari', or amr. That's what we're going to ask. Is it a madi, a mudari, or an amr? So farada, is it past, present, or a command? Abdullah?
No.
Farada, past, present, or command?
Oh. I thought you was okay. I will give this a command.
Farada is a command?
Yeah. Obligated.
Okay. He obligated. That's a command. He obligated. He ran. He drank. That's a command.
Well, he ran is something different, but he obligating something. You know.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the meaning of the verb. We're asking what tense is the verb. Is the verb a past tense verb? Is it a present tense verb, or is it a command verb? Did we say obligate? Obligate. That is a command, right? Order. Order me. Order him. That's a command.
Okay.
He obligated. The fact that there's an ed at the end shows us it's a past tense.
Yeah.
The fact, if we look in the Arabic of it, the fact that it has a fatha here shows us that it's a past tense. Because a past tense verb has a vowel. A present tense verb is going to begin with the alif, the ta, the ya, or the noon. We said yesterday inside of an-Nawawi, no doubt a present tense verb must begin with one of these. Right? Farada yafrudu. Afrudu, tafrudu, yafrudu, nafrudu. If it's past tense, it's going to have an alif, a ta, a ya, or a noon in the beginning. Since it doesn't have that, it can only be a past or a command. And if it's a command, it would have a sukoon on the end of it, right? Because that's how we ijlis, ukul, udkhul, ukhruj, like that, right? Has a sukoon. So we know this is a past tense. So question number one is, what do we see the verb we say? Which one is it? It's a madi. Okay. Question number two. Where's the fa'il? Where's the fa'il? The fa'il here is where? Farada, fara'ida. Where's the fa'il?
Fara'ida. Yeah, fara'ida.
The fa'il is marfu', right? Fara'ida is not marfu'. So where's the fa'il in farada?
Mustatir.
It's mustatir. As we said yesterday, it's hidden, right? Farada, he obligated. So when we look at, for instance, farada, right? Yeah. Faradat, faradta, faradta, faradti. We're not going to do them all. We're just going to stop here after one more. Faradti and faradtu. Faradtu. We said, in discussing this, we said this ta here is the ta ta'nith, the feminine ta, to let you know that it's a woman. We said this ta and this t and this tu, they were the fa'il. Right? They were the fa'il. Right? We said this is feminine to let you know it's a finger. But we said that in both of these two, the fa'il is hidden. It's hidden. It's not open. Farada is built into it. He did it. Faradat, it's built into it that she did it. Like in faradta, faradti, faradtu, faradtum, faradtunna, faradu, right? All of that becomes different, right? All of that is different. Faradu, The waw al-jama'a, faradna, the noon and niswa, right? Faradtum, faradtunna, you have your ta, right? Also, faradna, the na il-fa'il. If we put farad, let me go back. Faradna, this noon alif here is called the noon al-fa'il. So, in farada and faradat, it's hidden. So, in our example here, farada fara'ida, Allah obligated, but here we're saying farada, he obligated. He is hidden. Our fa'il is hidden, right? Hidden, and it would be huwa, right? Huwa, but it's hidden inside of farada.
Mm-hmm.
The third question we would ask would be, is there a maf'ulun bihi? Not all verbs need a maf'ulun bihi, but some do. Is there one? Here we have fara'ida. What did he obligate? He obligated fara'ida. Maf'ulun bihi mansub. Right? And this sentence can all change when we add inna back into it, and some of these terms would change, but the point would be that it all would still be there. Allah without inna is the mubtada. Farada is the farada, fara'ida would be our khabar. Right? Farada is another sentence. Inside it's a past tense verb, fi'l madi. Right? Mebni, as we learned before, but we're going to go over mebni ala fatha. Right?
So what is Allah with inna on there?
With inna, give me 1 second, you can erase some stuff here. I don't want to erase too much. Okay. With inna, get a good color here, I guess. With inna, as we said, is a harf nasb. It changes it.
Mm-hmm.
Allah goes from being the mubtada to being ismu inna. It's called ismu inna because it's affected by that. Ismu inna, and ismu inna, as we learned in Nahuwade, although we're going over it since we're reviewing, is mansub. Right? Mansub. Ismu inna. And this khabar becomes what we call khabru inna. And khabru inna would stay marfu'. Right? So, inna is the harf al-nasb. Allah becomes ismu inna, and is mansub. And then farada fara'ida is khabru inna. And then inside of itself, it has another breakdown, since the khabar is not just a simple word. It is, for instance, we could say, Inna Allaha Rahimun. Inna Allaha Rahimun. Here, this is a simple predicate, we'll say. It's just simple, Rahimun. It's marfu', khabru inna. It's marfu'. Here, khabru inna is not one word. It's more complex than that, and so we have to break it down. And then we would say fi mahal al-raf khabru inna, right? But we'll get to that point, inshallah ta'ala. The point is when we look at this, we can use what we learned yesterday and apply it. But inna Allaha farada fara'ida. Verily Allah obligated obligations. فَلَا تُضَيِّعُوهَا. So do not lose them or waste them, right? وَحَدَّ حُدُودًا. وَحَدَّ. Hadda meaning to set limits. Hadda is a verb. We got 2, possibly 3 questions, right? Hadda, Madi, Mudari, or Amr. Hadda meaning to make a border, to make a limit, right? To define something, right? To define something. When you make a definition or you define something, then you are putting limits on it. So, for instance, water has a definition. And when you put Kool-Aid packet in it, it goes outside of that definition of water now. And it has a limit. Water can only be certain things. If bird poop falls into for instance, if a bird poop falls into a big pitcher of water, is it still water? Yeah, maybe you don't want to drink it, right? But it's still water. You would have to make wudu with that water if there's no other water available and salat time comes, right? But if I were to pour a packet of Kool-Aid in that pitcher, it no longer is in those limits of what we describe water with, right? So everything has a limit. So hadda, is it a madi, a mudari, or an amr?
Amr.
No, it's past tense. Hadda. Hadda is a past tense verb, right? It would be hadda, like this, right? But they put the shadda there. It's a past tense verb. Wahadda. Okay, where's the fa'il?
Mustatir.
Mustatir, again, hidden, right? Just like farada, it's hidden. We don't have it. We could say haddallahu hududan. We could say haddallahu hududan, and Allah would become the fa'il, right? But it's not written here because it's already written up here, and we're just referring back to it. So wahadda, it's a past tense verb. Huh?
He set limit.
Right, it's a past tense verb. The file is hidden, huwa, and does it have a maf'ulun bihi? Hududan. What did he set? What did he define? Defined hududan. Maf'ulun bihi, mansub. He set limits. Wahadda hududan. Fala ta'taduha. This is from Ain Dal Ya or Aleph Maksura. This is form 8. Right? Meaning to transgress. So Abu Tahir, I'm sure, is familiar with the fil muta'addi. Right? Muta'addi, meaning a fil that needs an object, right? You have a fil lazim, which doesn't need an object. It doesn't go outside of itself, right? It doesn't go outside of itself. You're fine just with that verb. So for instance, Jalasa Muhammad. I don't need to say, there's no, what do you mean Muhammad sat? Does the sitting need an object? No. The sitting is sufficient. But Muhammad ate. You could probably say it needs an object, even though it might not necessarily need it. He ate what? He ate an apple. He ate dinner. He ate, right, dirt, whatever he ate, right? It has an object. That's called muta'addi because it goes outside of itself. It like transgresses itself. Not transgress in a bad way. It just goes outside. I think it's called a transitive verb, right? Something that you go outside of itself. So therefore, taduha, meaning don't transgress, don't go past those borders. Those hududan, haddallahu hududan, fala ta'taduha. So don't go past them. So don't transgress them. Those borders, those limits that Allah set. وَحَرَّمَ أَشْيَاءَ. Harrama is a verb, right? Is it past? Is it madi, mudari, or amr?
Past.
It's madi. Naam, it's past tense. A madi. Where's the fa'il?
Hidden.
It's hidden. Mustatir, right? It's hidden. Huwa, right? Huwa is built into it. It's hidden. Now, does it have a maf'ulun bihi? He prohibited. Harrama. He prohibited. Did he just prohibit or did he prohibit something? Right?
Ashya.
Ashya. Ashya'a maf'ulun bihi. Mansub. Exactly. So he prohibited things. Shay is one. Ashya is plural. Harrama ashya. And he prohibited stuff. He prohibited things. فَلَا تَنْتَهِكُوهَا. This is from Noon Ha Kaf. And again, it's form 8. And it means basically similar to ta'taduha, meaning don't transgress them. Don't go and don't commit them and violate those things that he prohibited. Right? He prohibited things, so don't violate them, right? Don't do them. وَسَكَتَ عَنْ أَشْيَاء. وَسَكَتَ. Sakata is a verb. Is it madi, mudari, or amr? Madi, past tense. The fa'il is where?
I forgot what you said, but hidden.
Hidden. Mustatir.
Mustatir.
Mustatir. Mustatir. Okay. Wasakata, meaning he was quiet. Sakata, he was quiet. He was silent. That's why you tell someone uskut, meaning shut up, be quiet. Right? Be quiet. Wasakata an ashya. There is no maf'ulun bihi. He was quiet. It doesn't require. You could just tell from even the meaning of it. It doesn't require a maf'ulun bihi. He was quiet. And he says an ashya on things. He was quiet about things. Right? Ashya'a is majroor here. Here we have the exact same word. We have ashya'a and we have ashya'a. In this first one, right, it's maf'ulun bihi, mansub. In this second one, it's majroor, ismu, ismu majroor after an. But it's mamnu' min as-sarf, so it doesn't take the kasra. It doesn't take tanween and it doesn't take the kasra. So here, this is a sign of jar. Here, this fatha is a sign of nasb. So ashya is mamnu' min as-sarf. It doesn't take that change. It doesn't take that kasra. So when it's majroor and mansub, it looks exactly the same. وَسَكَتَ عَنْ أَشْيَاء. Huh?
And when it's marfu, it just take a dhamma.
And when it's marfu, it will take a dhamma, yes. But when it's mansub, it will take a fatha as normal. When it's majroor, it won't take the kasra. It will take a fatha just like when it's mansub. Exactly. Ashya'u when it's marfu. وَسَكَتَ عَنْ أَشْيَاءَ. And he was quiet about things. رَحْمَةً لَكُمْ. Rahmatan here, this is an adverb in English, right? An adverb. Why? Out of mercy. Rahmatan. Rahmatan. He did it. This is why he did it. He did it rahmatan. He did it out of mercy. Lakum, for you. He was quiet about certain things out of mercy for you. Ghayra nishyanin. Ghayra, meaning, and this is mansoob because of that same thing, that's the hal. Why is this mansoob? Because of the hal, the situation, the condition. Why was he quiet? What was the condition of him being quiet? Rahmatan lakum. Because he was merciful towards you, right? Out of mercy for you. That's why he did it. That's why he was quiet. And then we have ghayra in that same position. The hal. Ghayra nishyanin. Meaning not. Ghayr means not. Nishyanin, forgetful. He wasn't quiet because he forgot. Right? He didn't mention certain things because he forgot. He didn't mention them out of mercy for you. Right? Because he didn't make the religion so tight that you have to learn every single thing. You can learn certain rules, certain, surrounding principles that when you come across many things, you can apply them. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
But you don't have to know the ruling for every single. For instance, are cardinals haram or not? Blue jays haram or not? Eagles haram or not? Blackbirds haram or not? Crows out? No, we didn't have to learn. Okay, crows yes, cardinals no, some bluebirds yes, some blue jays no. We didn't have to learn it like that. No, any birds with that basically eat meat and they have talons like this and they hunt meat, then those birds are haram. So we have a general principle. And certain things he left alone. He didn't mention anything at all. Rahmatan lakum. So for instance, when Allah said, when the Prophet ﷺ said, because Allah told him to say, that Hajj was obligatory. Then the man said, every year, O Messenger of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, if I had said it, right, if I had said it, then it would have been every year and it would have been too difficult for you guys. So when Allah told the angel Jibreel to tell us, he told him to make Hajj, and he was quiet about how often and so on and so forth. Out of a mercy for us. Not because he forgot to add the details of how often Hajj is obligatory, but out of a mercy. And then it's us that make it difficult, right? By adding all the details. So when Allah told the Jews to slaughter the cow, he told them to slaughter a cow, and then you're going to be able to figure out who killed so-and-so, right? What kind of cow? What color cow? How old is the cow? We don't understand all this. This is too difficult. Okay, Allah didn't not mention all these details in the beginning because he had forgotten. Rather, he didn't mention the details out of mercy for them. But they didn't have mercy on themselves, and so because of that, there was only one cow, and it was very expensive, and they almost didn't do it, as Allah says. So, rahmatan lakum ghayra nishyanin. فَلَا تَبْحَثُوا عَنْهَا. So do not تَبْحَثُوا from بَحَثَ بَحَثَ meaning to search. فَلَا تَبْحَثُوا عَنْهَا. So do not search after them. Just like the man said every year, O Messenger of Allah. Just like the Jews said, what kind of cow, right? No, rather take the mercy. If they had just slaughtered any cow in the beginning, it would have been okay for them. But they took it and they bahathu an and anha on the details, on the tafsir. They searched for the details, and so it was made hard on them. Right? Hadithun Hasan. It's a good hadith, a sound hadith. Rawahu ad-Daraqutni. Ad-Daraqutni narrated it. Wa ghayruhu, and other than him. Inna Allah farada fara'ida. Verily Allah obligated obligations. فَلَا تُضَيِّعُوهَا. So do not waste them or spoil them. وَحَدَّ حُدُودًا. And He set limits. فَلَا تَعْتَدُوهَا. So don't transgress them. وَحَرَّمَ أَشْيَاءَ. And He prohibited things. فَلَا تَنْتَحِكُوهَا. So do not violate them. وَسَكَتَ عَنْ أَشْيَاءَ. And He was quiet about things. Rahmatan lakum ghayra nisyanin. Mercy, as a mercy to you, not forgetful. Fala tabhathu anha. So do not search them out. Do not try to make them more difficult by searching out the details of those things he was quiet about. Any questions?
Hudud, and then you got Hadda. I know it's similar to Farada and Fara'ida. So a literal translation of that. Because I thought, Hadda means to set limits. And then
Hadda is to, okay, he defined boundaries, or he set boundaries. Something allowed that, وَحَدَّ حُدُودًا. The hudud is plural. The singular of it is had. Right? Had. Haddun. Right? Haddun. Haddun with a shadda. Right? Haddun. And fara'ida is a plural for farida.
Okay.
Farida.
Because I was thinking of like obligate, obligation, but this one here is this.
Well, I mean, we can look up a word. I mean, your English vocabulary at that point needs to become a lot stronger than mine is. Hadda is to set boundaries. I mean, he to put restrictions on, to delineate. So he delineated boundaries. He defined boundaries, right? He demarcated. Then look up if we say what is had. Borders or limits, right? So he defined limits. He set border. Like I said, your English vocabulary needs to become a lot stronger. Then that's why when you learn Arabic, you actually learn your own language too. Now, we took a long time on this short hadith, but that's because yesterday in Nahul Wadi we went over some of these files and fails and some of these things. So hopefully it'll help you, though.
Yeah.
تفضل يا عبد الله اقرأ لنا.
And أبي ثعلبة الخشاني جلثوم ابن ناشر رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله فرد فرائد فلا تضيئوها وحد حدودا فلا تعتدوها وحرم أشياء فلا تنتهكوها وسكت عن أشياء رحمة لكم غير نسيان. فلا تبحثوا عنها حديث حسن رواه الدارقطني وغيره.
نعم. أبا طاهر.
عن أبي ثعلبة كشني جرثوم ابن الناشر رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الله فرض فرائض فلا تضيئوها وحد حدودا فلا تتأتها وحرم أشياء فلا تنتهكوها وسكت عن أشياء رحمة لكم غير نسيان فلا تبحثوا عنها. حديث حسن وراه الدارقطني وغيره.
نعم. This next hadith, I think we can cover it in the next 10 minutes or so, just because it's rather short and we know a lot of the words and we don't have to go into the detail that we went into just then. الحديث الحادي والثلاثون, the 31st hadith. عن أبي العباس. Abu became Abi after An. Abu al-Abbasi. Abbas is mudaf ilayh. Majroor. Sahal. Sahal is a badal. It's a repeat for Abi. So it's majroor. I can say An Abil Abbas, or I can say An Sahal. And then Ibn is a badal. I can say An Ibni Sa'd. Sa'd is mudaf ilayh to Ibn, the son of Sa'd. Ibni Sa'd. As-Sa'idi. Radiallahu anhu. That's his tribe. As-Sa'idi. Right? Radiallahu anhu. Qala ja'a rajulun ila nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ja'a is a fi'l. Right? It's a fi'l. This fi'l, is it madi, mudari, or amr? It's madi. Where's the fa'il? It's not hidden. It's right here. Rajulun, marfu'. A man came. Ila nabiyyi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Nabiyyi after ila. Faqal. He said, Ya Rasulullah. This is mansoob because it's mudaf ilayh after ya. Dullani ala amalin. Dulla is a command. Dulla is a command. Direct me, guide me. Right? The fa'il is mustatir. It's hidden, meaning anta. If I tell you ijlis, right? We broke down our word previously. We had our word tajlisu. Right? Tajlisu. What do? We dropped off our ta, which was for enta, right? And we said ijlis, and then we put our sukoon. Right? Since you got a sukoon there, we had to add an alif. But really, the fa'il here is this ta originally. We dropped it for the form of being a command. But our ta here is that. So we say dullani would be tadulluni, right? To guide me, right? The fa'il is mustatir, anta. Because he's talking to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You guide me. Dullani ala amalin. Guide me to an action. Amalin is majroor after ala. Ida amiltuhu. Amiltu. This is a verb. Madi, mudari, amr, madi, past tense. Amiltu. Amiltu is my fa'il. As I gotta look for, right? What is it? What tense is it? It's past. What is the fa'il? To. Ana. Idha amiltuhu. If I did it. What is the maf'ulun bihi? Who. If I did what? If I did it. Who? Right? Who is a maf'ulun bihi. إذا عملته أحببني الله. Allah will love me. أحببني أحب أو أحبني. No, I said it wrong. أحبني أحبني أحب is a past tense verb. Right? Where's the fa'il? Allah. Ahabani Allah. And the ni is the maf'ulun bi. Allah will love me. Wa ahabani an-nas. And the people will love me. The same thing. We have a past tense verb. The fa'il is an-nas with the marfu' dhamma right there. And the ni is going to be the maf'ulun bihi, the object of the love. The people will love me. Faqala. So tell me in action, guide me to an action. Dulani ala amalin. Ida amiltu, if I did it. Ahabani Allah, Allah will love me. Wa ahabani an-nas. And the people will love me. Faqala sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So he said, Izhad fi dunya. يحبك الله وازهد فيما عند الناس يحبك الناس. Izhad is a command, it's a verb. What tense is it? It's not the madi, it's not the mudari, it's a command. We can see that by the sukoon, right? Izhad from zay ha dal, meaning zuhud. So in zuhud we say asceticism. Right? People who have asceticism. So izhad, meaning avoid the matters, right, of the dunya. You don't care about the matters of the dunya, right? And zuhud is a big concept in Islam. Izhad, meaning avoid and stay away from. Fit dunya, in the dunya. Izhad is a fi'l. So where's the fa'il? Where's the fa'il? We said it's mustatir. It's hidden. Because the Prophet ﷺ is talking to him. So it means enta. Izhad enta. As we said, it came from ta, za, ha, dal, hakada. And then we dropped our ta and put a alif there because of the sukoon on the zay, right? So, but originally we were talking to someone. Izhad. Fil amr. Fa'il mustatir, enter. Izhad fi dunya. Stay away from things in the dunya. Avoid things in the dunya. Don't care about the things in the dunya. Yuhibbak Allah. Allah will love you. Allah, yuhibba, this is a present tense verb. How do we know? We see the ya in there. Right? Where's the fa'il? Allah. Marfu'. The maf'ulun bihi ka. Allah will love you. Wazhad, same thing. Wa is and, wazhad, and be abstemious. Be, however you want to translate that, right? Avoid, stay away from, be abstemious. Fima, in what? And the nas, in what is with the people. Right? This is a fail. Fa'il mustatir. Enter. Right? Fima inda nas. And what is with the people. And nas is majroor after inda. Yuhibbaka an-nas. Hada fail. This is a fail. Present tense. How do we know? This ya right there. Right? Yuhibbak. This is a present tense verb. The fa'il is an-nas. The people will love. The maf'ulun bihi, the object of the love is ka, you. Hadithun Hasan, hadith is sound. Rawahu Ibn Majah, Ibn Majah narrated it, wa ghayruhu, and other than him, bi asanida hasana, with chains. Isnad, asanid. Asanid, as we see, is ممنوع من الصرف, right? We have our ba, which should make the word after it majroor. And it is majroor, but it doesn't take a kasra, it takes a fatha since it's mamnu min as-sarf. And since it is a plural, which is non-intellectual, we describe it as feminine. So we say hasanatin, right? And it's an adjective, which we can see clearly is majroor. As we said, the adjective has to agree with the noun in 4 things, right? It's going to agree in its case. So this one is majroor with a fatha because it's mamnu min as-sarf, but its adjective is not mamnu min as-sarf, so we can see the kasras apparently there, right? It's also male, female, number, without alif, lam, all of that, right? So we can understand that. Any questions about that hadith? Izhad fi dunya, yuhibbukallah, be abstemious, be simple, whatever, in the dunya, and Allah will love you. Wazhad fima inda nas, and be abstemious in what is with the people. Yuhibbaka nas, the people will love you. Any questions?
Yeah.
Is all the fi'l, fa'al, maf'ulun bihi, all that stuff coming together with the repetition?
No.
طيب. اقرأ لنا يا أبا طاهر.
I don't hear no.
Me either.
عن أبي العباس سهل بن سعد السعيدي رضي الله عنه. You can hear me?
Yeah, نعم.
Oh, okay. All right. قال جاء
No.
رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وقال يا رسول الله دلني على عمل إذا عملته أهبني الله وأحبني الناس. فقال ازهد في الدنيا يحبك الله وازهد فيما عند الناس يحبك الناس. حديث حسن رواه ابن ماجه وغيره بأسانيد حسنة. بأسانيد حسنة.
No.
Abdullah.
And Abil Abbas Sahli ibn Sa'idi رضي الله عنه قال جاء رجل إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال يا رسول الله دلني على عمل إذا عملته أحبني الله وأحبني الناس. فقال ازهد في الدنيا يحبك الله وازهد فيما عند الناس يحبك الناس. حديث حسن رواه ابن ماجه وغيره بأسانيد. Now keep going. بأسانيد حسنة.
Yep. That's it. We went over a few minutes already, but hopefully, like I said, the repetition, the seeing the examples inside of there, just fill file. It takes us some learning. You're gonna have to learn the verb charts better, presence and past. You're gonna have to put some time into it, but with time being put into it, it'll become much easier, inshallah ta'ala. See y'all tomorrow بإذن سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله
وعليكم
وبركاته.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.